I just screamed it out and dictated it, so we'll do this as we're doing it, live. At 4:04 on November 7th, I finally received word that I was getting the privilege of a video visit with my daughter. After 2.5 months of DCYF obstructing, colluding, lying, and preventing me from communicating with my daughter in order to drive a rift between our family. This is a continuation of the first attempt to do so April 23rd through May 19th, 2024. I'll interject. When they first kidnapped my daughter with zero credible evidence whatsoever, other than the accusation that I'm a single dad, they don't like that, and I have defeated them in superior court no less than 5 times on similar allegations, and their entire motivation is money, hate of a toxic man, a right-wing man, a libertarian even, oh my God, worse than Republicans, and the most egregious crime of all, being a single father, raising the idyllic feminist trope. Strong, independent, doesn't take shit, doesn't know bounds between men and women because she's so strong. Confident, smart, outgoing, willful. Everything every first, second, third, fourth wave feminist wishes they were. Ayn Rand to Gloria Steinem to whoever. Shining example of powerful femininity, my daughter. What they can't stand is that is a direct product of strong father. April 23rd, they kidnapped my daughter. Socialist special investigator kidnapped my daughter, pre-planned it, out of malice and hate, and with the aid of the local mercenaries, turned it from socialism to straight communism at the end of a government-funded gun. I've been in shelter care for no less than 6 months now. A 30-day shelter care that is supposed to go mandatory dismissal on day 75 with prejudice, so DCYF can't ever do this again. The state attorney general cried and billy-hoo-hooed that they didn't have any evidence and needed more time, so they reset the clock on 75 days. That passed about 60 days ago. We're creeping up on lap 3. All the original 7 assistant attorneys general tapped out when I filed contempt of court on them because they have not obeyed one court rule, even in the secret redacted juvenile court. They have not obeyed the judge's orders. As illegal and unconstitutional as they are, I have obeyed against my better knowledge and behest. They haven't. The court doesn't obey their own rules. The AG doesn't obey the rules, and DCYF doesn't obey any rules because they think they're above the United States Constitution. They told me themselves. When I said I'm pressing suit in the federal government because of this, they said, the Constitution doesn't apply to us. We have complete immunity. Which in their eyes means they can do any freaking crime they want to take your kids away from you too. This isn't just a single dad fight. I had a bunch of moms looking at me today when I was working on one of my declarations and just got furious at the lies they were telling about me. And they were giving me the look, and oh my lady, I'm helping your kid. Because if she goes to this public school over there, Catherine Bernhardt's going to make some crap up against you, and they're going to take your kid because they need $60,000 a year to hit the federal budget line item to keep it or increase it. If they go down, they lose funding. They're not doing that. And what governmental bureaucrat needs immunity from felonies? Police don't even have that. The military doesn't have that. In what world does the DMV frickin' filing stamp clerk need the ability to get away with murder The only reason they would write that into the law for themselves is they know they are going to break the law. Period. End of story. A little heated. But I'm always a little heated because, I only get on this stupid thing when I need to get it out there and document it or get shot in the back by some communist, which I'm full well prepared to have happen because it's on. The 13th is a contempt of court hearing. Snohomish County, Rockefeller, Denny supposedly. I'm trying to get it go to Supreme Court. But if anybody wants to show up and protest, Washington style, I can be gay. You want me to be gay? Let's make it a gay thing. We'll get 40,000 gay dudes there, stomping all over kids' rights. Love it. Fine. I'll do that. I'll sell my soul for that, for my daughter. The fact that it's a single dad and an innocent young girl that's being abused here should be reprehensible to every single citizen of this state. I don't care if you're red, blue, black, fluorescent purple with 8 pink polka dots that identifies as a fuzzy, mold-eating bat. You should be pissed that your government is kidnapping and torturing and abusing kids and covering for it and advocating for it. You should be pissed. This shouldn't be a political thing. This should be a holy fucking shit. How are they doing this thing? Let's see if I can get back in here. Calm down a titch. Kick back, have a... Not sponsored by Brisk Lemonade Iced Tea, but it's pretty damn good for $2, and it's $2. How about that election? That's the first actual news I've watched in probably a year and a half, 2 years. That's crazy. I'm looking forward to gas that's not $7 a gallon. And aerospace, yay! I get to start working for real money again. We like that. Especially it doesn't get government handouts. Daycare. All the single moms, because of the, vagina thing. $15 a month copay for 40 hours a week of daycare. You know how much old Stetler gets to pay? Full fucking price. Cash. When my daughter was an infant, I was working 60, 70 hours a week. $3,500 frickin' dollars a month. My light's doing something weird here. Or I'm losing. Something's going on. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Whatever. Fuck it. We're live. Do it, Bill O'Reilly. Yeah. I never got the benefit of the social handouts, which ironically is one of DCOIF's main points in their buoy-hoo-hooey dependency clause, the dependency declarations. Mr. Stetler will not take our services. Well, teacher, A, I don't qualify for your services. B, I've already done your services. They're on page 1 of this 7,500 page document I've been sifting through. That's come in sections and completely out of date, shuffled like a deck of cards playing 52 card pickup, except it's 8,000 paper pickup and completely just all over the goddamn place. Emails are backwards and upside down and out of order and to 9 different people. So are the case files. It's been ridiculous sorting this crap out. And on purpose. Especially by myself. I'm pro se. Because my lawyer, well, their lawyer that had my name on paperwork, she... 3.5 months, I pleaded, please file this motion to dismiss. Told me there's no reason. It's got to go to trial in a year. I printed the Snohomish County motion to dismiss super form thing. You only need one reason. I had 11. Plus the 75-day mandatory dismissal with prejudice rule. That. So I fired her. And then I went pro se and got found, pro se, you've done it before, no problem. And the attorneys general got so scared the day after, they tried to file a Title IV mental incompetency on me and get me committed because they didn't want to face evidence. And they really didn't want to face the piss off man with evidence. So they filed that and got laughed out of the court. But immediately after the laughing out of the court on that, in the wrong court, wrong paperwork, and not applicable, ABA Ethics Committee, let's have a look-see here. I mean, you do that to every opposing counsel you come across that you know you're going to lose against. Oh, well, I'm going to lose, so we're going to call the Funny Farm people on him and try and get him committed because I don't want to lose. She got over that, and then the next day brought in 7 additional attorneys generals to paper dump on me like crazy and take it like a man. Just take it like a man. My mama was a feminist, so she never said there'd be days like this. She just said, I don't have to do shit. I'm a woman and ate bonbons. So I took it like a man and learned it like a man and just fucking handle it, man. But going gray, losing hair is doing it. And it's for my baby. I saw her for the first time in 2.5 months, and we just sat there and cried for like a half hour and then 8 minutes of talking. The supervisor that took them 2 months to find, yet they found supervisors for my ex-wife who has 0 custody because she abandoned her and me. And they found supervisors for grandma and grandpa 200 miles away. And everybody's got a supervisor but me because I hold all the evidence of, well, the 87 felonies per page these people have to commit to fabricate this evidence and fabricate these cases. To kidnap your children, traffic them, change them places, launder federal funds by defrauding the federal government, saying this is for foster care and shelter care when there was none needed because you made it up. Modern day slave trade because they are taking place in their own words. They're taking your child, picking them up like an object, placing them somewhere else in addition in shelter care. They're taking with their custody. They're now in their custody. So now they're an object. They're being placed like an object, and now they have possession by this government entity like an object. I will file tort of chattel. If you're going to argue that my daughter is a piece of property, you have therefore stolen my property of enumerative value, degraded it, changed it, and have sold it to various other bidders. A, you didn't pay taxes on it. IRS, how about them apples? My daughter's worth at least $980 billion. Federal income taxes on that, or the sales tax that they haven't paid me for yet because they stole it. I in the chattel, I will definitely do it. But IRS, you can get ahead of that, because you go after the drug dealers and the gun dealers for their illicit profits gained. DCYF, Sky Valley Monroe, took a $1 trillion asset from me and moved it out of county, out of jurisdiction, and has been stealing federal funds to finance the hiding and obfuscation of where my property is. They have enslaved her. They have drugged her. They have sent her to medical appointments. They have put her in therapy. All of which parental is supposed to have say and be privy to, none of which have I had a clue until getting motions of discovery and doing this the hard way. The nitty gritty I finally got like 4 days ago, where it's them after, like 2 days after they kidnapped my kid, and they're like, oh, the shelter care place we've taken her, it's got a convicted Chimo in it in 2022. I knew about the other one, the bigger brother, like 5 years ago, and that was my concern. Like, don't put her there. But in their own interdepartmental communications between each other, they're like, shh, the other brother in 2022. Don't tell Mr. Stetler. And if daughter talks about it, make sure she says her dad. You slimy fucks. What are you sheriffs sitting there crying and boo-hooing about my channel? Maybe you hand, dumb fuck. Seeing how you're the most popular video I got. 60,000 views, by the way. That's pretty good for some dumbass just yakking at a phone. Like, you know? Maybe you can go reread that Constitution that you so publicly cannot fucking understand that you swore an oath to. Maybe go do some law work and go arrest some of these DCYF people. Or maybe the Attorney General's people. Or maybe the judges that go along with it. The election season's over. Game on! Period. They don't got it. Justice will be done for the next 6 years until they come up for re-election. Campaign finances. Oh, yeah, Bobby. Speaking of which, campaign financiers and government auditors, SEC, FCC, Democratic National Convention. Okay, so Bobby got elected, right? Bobby's the Attorney General of Washington State, Robert Ferguson, the one who I pleaded to in February when I found out my daughter's being abused over at the school. And some other stuff with some forged signatures of some high-up people and some political silencing of a political opponent because I ran for presidential primary. Targeted. So did you take any finance donations from anybody in the Attorney General's office, public schools office, county court system, sheriff's office? If you did, that's very, very naughty. Because you used those individuals and entities to target, silence, and go after a political opponent, puny as I am, a libertarian, but pretty fucking feisty. Just saying, if you used, let's say, federal government provided funds from kidnapping kids to, like, let's just say a DCYF person's paycheck that comes out of that shelter care, foster care fund. Federal money going to DCYF socialist and goes back to Bobby's campaign finance. Did you just not finance your campaign off of profit derived from falsifications of government records in your own department? Defrauding the federal government and laundering funds through an intermediary? And here's the kicker. In order to get any of them checks and ones and zeros and bits and bots going, you had to kidnap and traffic a child first. Do I got your attention now, Federal Bureau of Investigation? Please. Do fucking something. NSA, that Freedom of Information request I popped off back in April. I sent in the appeal, didn't hear nothing. Election's over, motherfuckers. Can we get back to some justice here? You've got all their communications sitting in the fucking prison device that I petitioned for, a Freedom of Information Act, because this is a domestic terrorist cell. Hands down. Interdepartmental, cross-jurisdictional, money laundering, collusion, cooperation, obfuscation, obstruction, all for a common goal. Socialism. National Socialism. Nazi now, socialite. Nazi! That's where that came from. 100 fucking years ago to the day. I'm not joking. I'm not. Except for they had better tailors back then. These and we're a lot more physically fit. Bertha shopping at Kmart. I don't know how you shop at Kmart because it's closed, but they call it the same thing. And instead of we'll save that for the comedy channel. Let's get back to this. Okay, that's good to have a laugh there for a second. I gotta write that down. I'll just rewatch this. I just had the funniest fucking skit go through my head. And you gotta laugh. Because if you don't laugh, you'll either go insane or completely murderous. And I'm not calling for violence. I am calling for violent paper. Throw as many paper airplanes as you can at them. Block the goddamn street. Make it impossible for these ass fucks to do anything. They already hacked their own system so they wouldn't have to go to the contempt of court hearing next week. Allegedly, my theory, conveniently. Meh. Because I'm the only person who's had the balls to ever file contempt of court on DCYF and the Attorney General's office. Because they contempted court. They disobeyed the judge's direct fucking order. And if I did it for 3.5 seconds, they'd have me in 364 days of jail and a $5,000 fine. No problem, not a blink. They do it for 3.5 fucking months while covering up the abuse of my daughter that they're facilitating. We're the government. We're immune. We're health workers. We're health workers. Fuck you, you are. Not no more. Because you know what? In that little Constitution thing, you don't believe in their little health workers of Washington State. If, even with absolute immunity, you commit a felony, knowingly commit a felony, whilst doing your immune things, your immunity is dissolved. You're now a normal dickhead committing a crime. And if Title 42, Section 1983, you break a federally mandated constitutional Bill of Rights, aka the Amendments Bill of Rights, 1 through 1921, whatever we're at now. I'm looking at you, liberty, safety in travel, security of papers, right to know your accuser, right to representation in a court, a due process of a fair and speedy trial, representation, and liberty, freedom of speech between father and daughter, family, parents' rights above the state, the solidification of those. I've got 400 pages of it somewhere. I'm not going to get into it right now. I got to finish this because I got ADD and it's hard to stay on fucking point, especially when I'm pissed. So we're going to get through this. We're going to struggle through it together because I got to do it. Because it needs to get out. And if I don't do it now, YouTube's either going to delete me or Sonoma County Sheriff's going to come delete me or Bobby Ferguson is going to catch a hold of it and come delete me. Secret Service, anybody. Yeah, I'm one dude that wrote him fucking self in, but I'm still a citizen and a political candidate, goddammit. You know? Kid got kidnapped because of this shit. I'd say it's a bit of concern. I mean, and they just obstructed and contempted again tonight after 2.5 months after not letting me see my daughter as punishment. Boot on my throat. Have you learned it yet? Have you learned to fucking bow to our communism yet? You miss your daughter enough yet? Have you cried enough yet? No, I haven't, motherfucker. But I want to see my daughter, so I obey your stupid fucking rules, and I did them to the T, and the bitch still cut it off. 404 November 7th. I finally received word that I get the privilege of a video visit with my daughter. After 2.5 months of DCYF obstructing, colluding, lying, and preventing me from communicating with my daughter in order to drive a rift between our family. This is a continuation of the first attempt to do so, April 23rd through May 19th, 2024. That's where we stopped. DCYF has made up, fabricated, perjured themselves, and completely imagined various myriad reasons to keep my daughter and I apart, none of which have any basis in reality, time, or physics for the matter. It's real deep right there. Since April 23rd, there has not been one account of any kind of wrongdoing or neglect or abuse or anything pertaining to the allegations set forth by, well, the original petitioner social worker, who happens to be Venezuelan, shit you not, and wore a red pantsuit the day of the kidnapping. Can't make this shit up. In her witch hunt to take down a single man. The entirety of DCYF's reports to the judges and declarations and recycled, rehashed, revamped lies on top of lies of their own reports, reporting to themselves of their own reports. My most favorite would be Kathy with a K and a C, social implant at my daughter's elementary school. Complete fabrication of a criminal record that doesn't exist. Criminal convictions of me that don't exist. Never have. It's abhorrent what she said. And I would be in prison for 2 lifetimes if I had been convicted of these, sentenced, and, I wouldn't be in the prison. I'd be in the PC prison, being where my ex-wife's boyfriend spent his entire prison career, in the PC, because you're a kid fucker and you deserve to die, so they don't put you with Gen Pop. They put you in the kid fucker prison. Washington's actually got its own prison for the kid fuckers because there's so many of them up here, which is why everybody's like, what? It's just a child molester? Like, everybody's a child molester, you know? Like, you never roofied a kid? No! Yeah. In her witch hunt to take down a single man, the entirety of DCYS CB's complete fabrication of criminal records that don't exist. Criminal convictions that, there goes my light. Come on. Behave. That don't exist. Mental health records that don't exist. Involuntary institutionalizations that don't exist. Psychiatric diagnoses that don't exist. Never existed because they don't exist. Hilariously enough, the report was called in by none other than, well, CB herself. To herself. I think I've gone over this before. From her cell phone to her office, talking to herself about me, fictitiously. Oh, we lost the... called herself a social worker to report to herself a social worker. A complete and utter fabrication of illegal perjury, falsification of government records reported to law enforcement agencies, shitty dollar store lights, falsification of government records that incited a emergency reaction of law enforcement. I think that's a felony 1, actually. That also goes along with colluding with SW, social worker, goes along with on August 27th through all of September, period. August 27th through the 25th of September. I need to edit that. With 200 pages of emails between DCYF employees and departments trying to figure out how the hell they're going to cover up what my daughter just reported to the police, her being beat at the shelter care place and me being furious about it. And mind you, that whole month, they didn't communicate with me at all. I didn't know where my daughter was. They wouldn't tell me and wouldn't even answer the phone or an email or anything. But what I got from Discovery was 200 pages of them flipping out, trying to figure out what to do with each other. 200, and I've already filed contempt at this point, but somehow the court decided to skip over my motion and hear 5 of the Attorney General's motions instead. You know, that whole court rule thing. 200 pages of emails of contempt on how to skirt the law and escape Mr. Stetler from Freya's life because there is no evidence, and there never was any evidence, and there was no abuse or neglect of any kind. 7,500 pages of case documents and not one freaking account. Not one count of me being a bad parent. The best and DCYF and the Attorney General's office can come up with is Mr. Stetler is having an angry reaction to the terrorists who framed him, framed me, framed me, lost my job at one of the most incredible machine shops I've ever worked at, and he just couldn't take the harassment anymore of all these crazy nutballs coming. Oh, did you know if Jeff did this and Jeff did this every 5 fucking minutes? All the neighborhood, all my neighbors, everybody I've ever met, just coming up with heinous fucking accusations and trying to investigate shit that didn't exist to just sully my name to be a cunt. Because that's what they are. Full of it. Like the tuna boat Reesty kind. Not the cool kind. Not the kind I like to lick. The kind you want to just, no! And go puke in the bathroom. The cantiferous kind. The contagious kind. The cunt stand kind. That kind. Not wondering if the Attorney General's office is still having an angry reaction to the terrorists who framed him, made him lose his job and his career by lying to the government with government documents provable and admitted under the color of state. One of these DCYF supervisors took the 3 of the statements they put in the original declaration and petition for dependency, which they admitted was perjury and falsified in that first shelter care hearing. But she wasn't in that hearing. She's the supervisor. She took those 3 and sent me a letter, said, "We found you founded. These are founded findings." I'm like, well, Grace, I didn't scratch nobody, especially leaving a wound that lasted a fucking solid month. Give me a break. I didn't lock the pantry because we don't have a pantry. And I definitely didn't do all that weird sexual shit. That's actually verbatim your curriculum over in 2nd grade at the state-run mandatory sex education program. The whole masturbate with your friends thing, that's right out of your school. That's not me. I vehemently protested to that bullshit. The whole touching other kids thing, that's your school. Not me. And the whole safe touch, sucking a dick, jacking off, fingering yourself, butthole sex. That's you, Gutierrez. That's you committing lewd acts in front of a 7-year-old. I don't care if you're a health worker and you exculpate or exemplify what unsafe touch is. You're putting on a freaking pantomime porn show for a kid. You're not their parent. Oh, and with their counselor, they've been trying to get my daughter to say she's a boy. She wants to go by he, him, they, them pronouns now. But she stopped because, thank God. So yeah, they are they're absolutely kidnapping your kid, torturing them, and putting them into Hitler Youth. I mean, DCYF camps, which are even worse because, they had 5 or 6 kids die in that one up in Bellingham. Like, they've been sued 45 times in the last 2 years because there's this horrific treatment of children. Why the fuck are we letting them exist? Sheriff, I'm looking at you. Yeah, you, right there. Or copper, municipal, whoever, constable, military police. Why are your dumbasses escorting these fat fuck women around to kidnap kids? Why? You can say no. You swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States of America and to uphold that. Why are you escorting health department workers around to kidnap kids into slavery, trade them for money to defraud and launder money from the federal government and other states? They need your gun. They don't have power. They don't have balls. They don't have moxie. They don't have strength. All they've got is the threat of more DCF bullshit. And I've seen cops that are scared of that. They'll bout, okay, we'll go on your run because you'll come after my kids. But if y'all, I don't know, band of brothers, maybe that thin blue line, I don't know, have some sort of cohesiveness in a unit, say no. Go kidnap your own kid, you obese fuck. And it won't happen. Because none of them own guns. They're not strong to get away from the bad parent, to get away from the DCYF social worker by themselves. Oh no, children. Roll up the stair. She's got to take an insulin break for about 3 hours and maybe get a ride to the hospital because, you know, the Crisco moved and she's out of thrombosis. They need you, Sheriff. They need you and you, corrupt cop, to execute those orders. So next time DCYF calls you and says, hey, I'm going on a kidnapping, we're going to need protection, you say, fuck you, bitch. You caused your own shit. You dug your own hole. Have your own fucking good time. Bye. I'm going to the donut shop and tell them Stetler's paying for it. Jesus Christ. Pussies. You're supposed to serve and protect, and you're scared of pussies. America, you have no idea how fragile this civilization is, and y'all forgot. Remember toilet paper-ageddon? 3 days, and toilet paper was the first thing gone, and everybody flipped the fuck out and went Cannibal Corpse on everybody. Like, if one thing COVID taught us, it is we are this fucking close to the Stone Age and this close to just fucking eating each other. Walking Dead is a mere 36 hours away without power. Period. We know that now. And some of y'all haven't come back from the crazy and you're still suffering from oxygen deprivation. You better get your shit together quick because you're causing very big problems here. I took my daughter and we ran away with the Rocky Mountains and hid from the world for 18 months looking at rocks and sapphire mining and trying to find some sort of semblance of reality, and came back to everybody has snorted way too much Xanax, Zoloft, Effexor. They're on all of them. They need anti-anxiety to counteract the anti-anxiety pills. Stop with the pills. Yeah, it's going to suck for 2 weeks. Stop with the pills. Run your fat ass around the block and eat apples. You'll feel much better. You're going to hate me for 2 days, and it's going to be pain in the ass, and you sweat Crisco. After that, you're over it, and you're going to love yourself, and you're going to feel what real happy feels like. Not the masked, drown out, diluted freaking chemical crap from Pfizer. Go do it, because we need you. We need parents. We need people, not robots. Whew. See if I can polish this off. All right. Script law, 7,000 pages. Case documents, not one account of me being a bad parent. Best Attorney General's office can come up with is me being angry at the people who framed me, kidnapped my daughter, trafficked her, covered her abuse, provided for more abuse, and then contempted court and withdrew my visits and any communication with my daughter in order to punish me and my daughter and hope that they could run out the clock on abandonment and just sit there for another 6 months to a year and take her away by default. Not happening. Not happening. Wrong fucking dad. Somehow in these mental patients' crazy bureaucrat eyes, it is abnormal to be angry, furious even, livid, at the person who is torturing your daughter, knowingly putting her in an abusive situation. For the first time, against the father's protest, and then when they got busted on August 5th, when my daughter was flinching and scared of everything because she had just been beaten, when Sean Walter got busted on August 5th, when Freya, as an act of when Freya went to the police with me, and then as an act of retribution and vengeance, DCYF withheld for from 2024, the 5th of August, till now, tonight, November 7th, 2 fucking full months, visitation and communication with my daughter completely and whatsoever. I haven't talked to her until today. And we just sat there and cried together. And she still doesn't know why she got taken. She didn't make any allegations. Because Gutierrez was in that fucking room for 15 seconds. Went in there at 14:09 and 39 something or other, came out at 14:10 and 4. Oh, there's allegations. Nah, bitch, you planned this out. And then she wrote a declaration 2 days later with allegations, but it takes you like 20 minutes to read. I mean, and the fact that she emailed and text messaged the shelter care family on they need to get a doctor's appointment the day she's going to kidnap her, and, you know, the whole pre-planning thing. That. If I could find a prosecutor with some, I don't know, cojones or maybe some giant ovaries to help me out on this, there's a whole lot of criminality going on here. The election's over. Nothing to worry about. Let's fucking bust these bitches. Somehow in these middle pages, this is good. I'm actually going to edit this because there's a couple backwards here I did on dictation to text. Put in an abusive situation the first time in college protest when he got busted. Sean Walter on August 5th. Phrase an act of retribution and vengeance. DCYF withheld 2044. Edit that. August 5th to November 7th. In the first time I have talked to my daughter, Sean perjured himself through September, saying he told me where she was, and I didn't even get a communication from him until September 7th. I went a month and 2 days without any communication whatsoever from DCYF. They had a family team meeting the week before the abuse got reported. They had already been in contempt of court because the first 5 weeks they didn't let me see my daughter. They didn't give me any visits. I was the court-ordered visits, and they didn't make them happen. It was Zoom visits, 2 hours twice a week for 5 weeks. And they didn't communicate. They didn't with me at all. They couldn't find anybody to sit on a Zoom call. Couldn't outsource that to Bangladesh, India, Mexico. Like, give me a break. You can't find somebody to watch a freaking Zoom call. They did it on purpose, and their excuse then was, technical difficulties. We couldn't find a supervisor and blah, 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 blah. But they let I had one from my ex-wife do it in person. That's called selective fucking abuse. That's called absolute intention. Not negligence. That's intentional. And now is round 2 for 2 months now, thinking I'm going to back down and cry mercy, but I'm just getting more and more bloodlust. And eventually it's going to pop. So I'm begging you, America, throw the legal paper at these fuckers so I don't have to fucking pop the vein out and go goddamn George Washington on it. I'd like to not, but they're making it real fucking hard. I mean, I've followed every bit of court procedure and law and every little hoop they want me to jump through, but they don't obey any laws or court rules or Washington state rules or laws or RCW, WAC, USC titles, the Constitution, fucking habeas corpus, goddammit. It's Catholic Inquisition shit. I'm on day 210 of shelter care hearing reviews that are supposed to last 30 days. And fact-finding, but they don't want fact-finding because my facts is now 2,000 pages thick of their own collusion, conspiracy, and absolute horseshit terrorism. They don't want that. So they keep, we need another continuance. These discoveries are going to take forever. I mean, we've got the sheriff just printing black cardstock. They don't even print anything. They just hand us pieces of black cardstock. It's redacted. Whatever it is, it's redacted. Both sides. Yeah, it's redacted so much it turned the paper black. We're just handing you black sheet stock, by the roll. You want that file? Yeah, unroll it yourself. We're tired of freaking cutting them into 8 by 11 squares, rectangles. Bridget himself didn't even allow me to know where she's at. She was up here in Lake Stevens, apparently. And during this whole time, they were fighting with Granite Falls Elementary and the Bridge, who was actually kind of cool. They were the foster care placement place. And they were actually advocating for my daughter. They're like, maybe she doesn't need to go back to that abusive school. Because Lake Stevens knows this Granite Falls School District, they're fucked up. This Catherine Bernhardt woman who's jumping at the chance, we can get her back anyway. She was filing for fucking guardian ad litem and the shelter care payments herself with the nanny back in November when they tried this time number 2. or 3. That was the time number 3. 2 was last May 2023. I'm hardened to it. When I first got custody in 2017, August 4th, 2017 is when I got custody. The commissioner's like, you got to go back to DCYF and you got to go back to the AG and have them sign off on this and them sign off on this and dot these I's and cross these T's and sometimes J's, because I don't want this coming back in 8 years, because Mr. Stetler, 99.9999 significant number percentage, 100% statistically of men do not get this. And they're going to be after you. They're pissed that they had to let one of their own go and take away a child from a mother who abandoned them on the street. They're mad. And they're going to hold a vendetta against you. And they have. I have had a continuous case. It goes 3 months investigation. They can't find any findings. So another pissed off social worker calls up 2 days after I get the excusal letter. And then, what do you know? Another neglect by Anonymous, who's never met me. And they want to remain anonymous. But they know that Mr. Stetler did whatever, but never happened. And I've got him shot down. 3 different counties, Superior Court judges, protection order. Like, give me a break. And so they ran out of protection orders. They ran out of ammo. So they just straight kidnapped my kid. Period. They straight kidnapped my kid. In one of their declarations, Mr. Stetler tested positive for amphetamines on March 1st, 2023, when we gulagged him illegally against a standing order of the North County Commander, Snohomish County Sheriff, and South County Commander, Snohomish County Sheriff, of a questionably obtained civil detainment order with the prosecutor who supposedly authored the thing had no idea it existed. Her clerks had no idea it existed. It wasn't filed in court. It had no cause number on it. And the commissioner who signed it happened to be, not there that week. But they found a tool to serve it a week and a half later after the county commander said, no, we're not going to risk getting in a fight and bodily harm with Mr. Stetler here. He's pretty hard fast on them constitutional rights. And you know what? Fuck it. It doesn't look right. It doesn't smell right. It's kind of fishy. But one of them caught me up in the dark when my daughter was having a medical crisis about 2 weeks later. But here's the thing. DCYF, you say that I tested positive for amphetamines on March 1st, 2023, or 2024. Possibly. I was sick that week. I have allergies. I am on 2 to 3 Zyrtec a day for the allergies. They'll make you pop off for the metabolite. I also had a cold because it was end of February, and I was on a significant amount of NyQuil. I don't do the measured dose. I do the chug until you pass out, and 2 days later you're better. Probably not good medical advice, but you don't miss the cold. And that's how I knew COVID when we first got COVID. That was actually serious because I did the bottle of NyQuil, woke up like 15 hours later, 12 hours, and I'm like, I'm still sick. This sucks. And my daughter, Freya, she went down for like a month. Like she was coughing up frickin' Gombu plague. And we got it here with Everett hard because I was working with all the subcontractors at Boeing. They do the Boeing winter vacation, which is like December 5th through January 15th. Everybody goes to Europe and on cruises and comes back and gets all the world all over them and comes back and just starts hacking everybody all over the place for the mid part of January. And us in the business call it the Boeing Gombu plague because it happens every year. Somebody goes off to China and gets whatever cold. Somebody goes off to Brazil. Somebody goes off to Europe. Everybody comes back, coughs all over each other the first day, and then 2 days later, boom, the whole company's down with whatever the hell they just mutated into whatnot. Bob Anderson, I love you, man. I do, but I think you were patient zero, coming back from Italy and just all over the freaking cubicles. You're an awesome dude. Your best machine is one of the best machines I've ever seen. Kick ass, man. Honorable. I love you, dude. I really do. But statistically, you were the QA guys that came back, that went to Germany, or the other ones that went to Taiwan, or I don't know. It was a melting pot of goo at that place in 2019, 2020, early 2020. But me and my daughter caught it. I caught it. My daughter caught it at daycare. She went down for a month. I went down. We just alternated until March, until they're like, oh, guess what? It's a thing. We're going to shut down the whole fucking world. Okay, well, I'm over the thing. Can I not be shut down? I like money. No, we're going to string this out for 4 years. You're going to miss Tool because, you know, we're not going to let you in the Tacoma Dome without a genetic therapy that nobody's tested at all. And a mask. And that was the armband startage. Yeah, you had to have your COVID pass. That's when I was like, hey, Freya, baby. We're running to the mountains. We're going to go to Montana, go visit some friends up there, we're going to Idaho, Utah, and we're just going to stay Rocky Mountain High, away from everybody, until this blows over. We got to Bitterroot, Hamilton, Scalcahoe, where they do the Kevin Costner show, Yellowstone, film it there. And little known fact, there's a biological weapons lab since 1923 in there in Hamilton Hospital. They got one in Kentucky, but it's the the anthrax, the Ebola, the plague, that kind of thing. It's not state secret or anything. It's known. But that's where it is. And we got there, and I'm like, well, all the nurses and doctors in Seattle are going fucking nuts wearing body condoms in the level 5 freaking outbreak freaking suit. Everybody over here is just making out on the park bench. What's going on? We work at the Hamilton Research Lab. I'm like, well, what is that? What the hell's that? This is the federal government's refrigerator full of world-ending goddammit. What did Fauci say? It was a gain-of-function research. Yeah, they did gain-of-function on anthrax back in like the 90s and had to like burn fucking 3,000 sheep or some shit and then like redo half the hospital. I was like, and talking to some of the locals, I'm like, yeah, the government does that. They built them back in the 20s and 50s and shit, and they put them in isolated valleys that have very short draws on both ends, so they can either blow the freaking draw, seal everybody in. But nowadays, apparently, there's a refrigerator stops, and oh god, and then whole valley turns to 6 inches of fucking solid glass. No more bacteria. Cost of living in the paradise, I guess. Yeah. Government's scary. And I'm up against these assholes. So, but you know who operates the government? People. Yeah, people. You know why we haven't ever nuked anybody and haven't destroyed ourselves? People. People have decision-making skills. I can't remember what I was reading. There's a couple times during the Cold War where it was computers malfunctioning, Catch-22, Dr. Zhivago or Dr. Strangelove shit, and the guy on the thing going, there was a couple times the Russians did it, and I almost ended it like, whoa, doomsday devices and the whole MAD thing and that shit. but the Kansas thing where we dropped a wrench down the Titan 3 and it almost fucking howdooed up half a canvas in the Midwest, and that, and then it sets off the Russians' alarms, and then they're coffee twitching on the key. It's been the rational of the average 100 IQ dumbass sitting there at that chair going, as much as I trust this technology, I could be ending all of human life. We'll let the other side do it first. We're all going to be vaporized. What's another 4 minutes? Why does it have to be me? And that's what's actually saved us. Rationality in times of crisis. Congratulations to whoever that was. You were a patriot, and whatever the Russian version of patriot is, or life-preserving human. We like you. Yeah, thanks for not nuking us all. I like not being glass. I prefer my carbons in polymer form rather than crystalline lattices. It's just more fluidic. That was the daddiest. Horrible. When you mix the math and science jokes with the dad, it's pathetic, but hilarious. Some Canadians up there laughing his ass off. Hoser. We're gonna get this done. We're gonna get this rant done because I gotta get it done. I thumbed down a whole thing here. Holy. Oh, sorry. I've been screaming at the freaking clouds for goddamn 57 minutes. Goddamn. About as much as I can get up on my cunt box and catiferate. That's about my spent. But I got about 15 minutes left of this crap to read through. And then I got to go through and re-edit it so it actually is readable to the layman or woman or them or they or amorphous, formless, meritless glob of semi-sentient legal goo. Non-gendered and definitely not depicable or definable from any other legal goo. Put that in your constitution and pledge allegiance to it. Breaking the law. The parent is supposed. I didn't even get communication from him until September 7th. Breaking the law that the parent is supposed to be apprised and have discretionary power over educational needs, educational needs. I like that one. Not only are they in contempt of court via the visit, you are completely and absolutely negligent and intentionally abusing to not rehouse Freya with her father, as evidenced by GS's emails to SW back and forth in May, stating, quote, "There is no intention whatsoever to rehouse Freya with her father, and that has been the game plan ever since." 4 days after the kidnapping, a week after the kidnapping, they had another social worker ask me, well, aren't we supposed to, if there's no evidence, aren't we supposed to rehouse them with the parent? And they're like, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah, we just acknowledged there's a child molester convicted in 2022 with the place we put him at, and Mr. Steller fucking flipped. But no, we're not going to put him back there. That would make us look bad. No intention whatsoever to rehouse Freya as a game plan ever since. I know the Kobayashi Maru when I've seen it. This is obviously and ridiculously the most egregious account of marsupial communist freaking abuse of citizen of America and his daughter, whichever rights you may think so, but whatever rights you must think so, but we do add tonight. I got 38 minutes to talk to my daughter. I gotta fix the fuck out of that. Proofread. You know, voice to text ain't all it's cracked up to be. It makes for some pretty comical combinations of word salad. Kind of makes you sound like PBS or NBC, but not really whole succinctly eruditic on the communication transmission there, you know? Tonight I got 38 minutes to talk to my daughter. Punctuation. We did not say one thing about any of your stupid case, about any of your lies, or any of your perjury, about any of your abuse, your trafficking, your sex abuse, your mental abuse, your psychological abuse, your drugging of a minor, your Stockholm syndrome, your Stockholm syndroming, your indoctrination, your sexual fucking perversions. Not one iota, and that supervisor took you 2.5 months to get out, and that supervisor that took you 2.5 months to get out of the freaking rat hole, 38 minutes. And in for no reason whatsoever, my daughter was crying the first 15 minutes, no reason whatsoever, you canceled it. We haven't seen each other, and she couldn't understand why she can't see me. Her grandparents are lying to her because they want money, and I can't tell her why she can't see me, why I can't see her. She's pissed at me because I haven't come to see her. And I can't tell her why. Sorry, baby, this mysterious boogeyman says Daddy can't come give you a hug and tell you why you're at grandma's house for no reason, and they're gonna fucking... I can't tell you, baby, I love you. She's trying, doesn't understand why, and I can't tell her why she can't see me. This is an egregious breach of the First Amendment, the 14th Amendment rights, and I'm sick of this. I'm not, and if it's not corrected post haste immediately, you, as in the culpable ones responsible for this, are going to learn what the Second Amendment rights are about. Because I'm out of fucking options, man. When the government becomes tyrannical against the citizens, it is the duty of the citizens to take up fucking arms, to dispel, destroy, dispatch, dispose, detach, and deleteriously remove, change, or requisite their government in a way or in a form that benefits them and the safety of themselves, the citizenry. George Washington said we should have a war every 20 years. Take everything we built, burn it to the fucking ground, let the next generation build their own government and do it the way they want to fit them, because shit changes that fast. Even back in the 1700s, they knew that. Smart motherfuckers back then. The fact that it's lasted almost 400 years is a fucking miracle. When the government becomes trying to take up, so help me God, James Madison, George Washington, Tom Jefferson's graves, you will start paying American fucking law attention. You will start obeying American fucking law. The court will obey American fucking law. The lawyers will obey American fucking law. And goddamn it, DCYF, you're going to obey one law anywhere. Right? You sign up fucking motion. You sign the fucking motion to dismiss with prejudice and the punitive payments. We're going to make America great again, starting right fucking here, right fucking now. I will go public with that, Robert Ferguson. I will go public with that. Robert Ferguson took money from DCYF employees for his campaign and then used that money to fucking finance his campaign. And that got him elected. And that money came from kidnapping my fucking kid! And fabricating goddamn cases. And I'll be on Fox News tomorrow, you clowns. You wanted to hold us off past your stupid fucking election. Well, here we are. Past your stupid fucking election, you won. Now you're going to pay the fucking piper. And you're going to give me my kid back, and you're going to pay for it. And you're going to give leave for the fucking infinite myriad amount of fucking lawsuits hereafter. And class action lawsuits. Because I guarantee I am not the only one. If you kidnap 60,000 children a year, I'm not the only fucking one you've done it illegally to. Because Math, motherfuckers. I know you in Washington aren't so keen on the number addings and stuff. 65% to 75% of the population here is homosexual. That means attracted to the same sex. Now, I don't know how far you went in school, but homosexuals don't have children. They're not what you call a breeding populace. So 8.5 million people, 3/4 of those are non-breeding. So you've got 25% maybe that are fucking in babies. That means your population birth rate goes from average 2.12 kids a year per family per unit to 0.05 kids per unit, because you got all these units that are docking their units together and then scissoring their way through wherever. Cool, whatever. I don't care. I'm libertarian. Do whatever the fuck you want. Do it in your own bedroom. Don't do it. Maybe do it in front of me if you're gonna do that scissoring. Then you need a third. I'm game. But you don't need to do it in front of kids. And, common decency. You're fucked up in the head. Everybody's fucked. Everybody, you really know, you dirty fuck. You do. Ew, that's gross. Just keep the kids as innocent as they possibly can for as long as they can, because it's precious, and yours got taken away too early, and mine did, and everybody else's did, and it's the only precious thing we've got is time. Money don't fucking matter. Keep the kids, god damn it. There's no reason to frickin' do this shit. But anyway, since gay dudes don't have babies, and lesbians don't have babies, and furries don't have babies, well, there's only one place they can get babies. No, it's not the dumpster of Planned Parenthood, Janet. I told you, quit fucking eating out of there. That was a bit of sardonic interjection, because you got it. We'll call that the editorial part of the news broadcast here. Where does defamatory slander and libel start if it's got a 95% probability of being true, which statistically is 100%? I mean, if probable cause for arrest and arraignment is like 20%, watch your dumpsters, Planned Parenthood. You just keep the invoices going with the Pfizer guy. I mean, keep them behind the counter or something. Put them out in the back. There's a whole back alley thing going on there, and it's not the Indians with the organ harvesting. Not this time. Bangladesh. Can't be racist, I'm brown. That's what brown people told me. Moroccan and a New Delhi, India man. A Punjab from Punjab province. Speaking Punjabi. I got called racist for saying that, actually, but by my neighbor. I was talking about my friend Navdeep or Shavdeep. Something with a lot of vowels. You got to sing the vowels. It's pretty cool. Farsi is a pretty cool language. Is Farsi? No, Farsi is Saudi Arabia. I don't know. I'm an asshole. I'm ignorant. But the Punjabi, it's Punjabi. The Punjabi language is pretty cool with all the extra vowels and like 8 A's strung together. It's kind of like Chinese and Japanese. You're where you gotta sing the note and then make a little. Oh. It's an actual tonal. A tonal musical phrase is how they talk. It's different. It's interesting. It's not just all everybody's tripping because dude, man, forever, bro. It's cool. They invented fucking numbers and math, so you got to hand them something, right? And base 12 and base 10 and calendars and astronomy, and not a whole lot happened in fucking Western Europe until like Rome. I And they were the Homo sapiens that got up there and fucked with the Neanderthals and did the hybridization thing, what you call modern day Europeans. They do war and kicking ass or fighting real well. They've done that real great, but the whole culture building and civilization stuff. India's got like some ruined thing that's fucking some granite temple complex from like 60,000 fucking years ago. Seriously, like predates Babylon and freaking Mesopotamia and our what is modern time history, 5,000 years tops the Egyptians. They're 30,000 years before fucking people were stacking blocks in Egypt. They're like, yo, Stargate's over there, assholes. Like, come on, man. Or was it Captain Adama? Are we Cylons or are we Stargate? I'm a fucking gate. That's mine. Or panspermia? Or are we just one errant fucking bullshit code in some simulation somewhere? God's got a cruel sense of humor. I know that. He's a sadistic motherfucker. Attorney General's office is doing the exact same bullshit beyond compare. It's the greatest breaches of one, disregard for any law whatsoever. And the second I can find a fucking law enforcement officer to do their job on their oath, you're all going to prison, or at least getting a ticket and an arraignment to fucking be charged with the crime. Likely a military prison for egregious acts of treason, terrorism, and crimes against the citizenry of the United States, defrauding the federal government, and kidnapping kids. If you can impeach Trump for treason and, well, I'd say kidnapping a fucking kid and defrauding the federal government to pay the check for it's a lot more than fucking peeing on Stormy Daniels. Fuck. Middle bench, blah, 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 blah. I keep doing the thumb thing and scrolling. Copy evidence by Grissom, egregious marsupial can come 30 minutes amendments. Did that. Government kind of tyrannical. Did the whole James Madison speech. Did Bobby. Didn't do Bobby. Touched on. Just can't win. Bobby taking money from these people that are kidnapping kids. Probably some campaign finance, investigatory auditing needs to go on there, Just make sure all the Washingtons and Juan are accounted for. Wuans, not Juan, as Juan Valdez, Yuan, the Chinese money. Not the pesos. I would have said pesos if it was Juan's money. Or Jose's. Or Jose's. But they use American dollars. They got cash. This is the Juan. Because of the Chinese money. Not the American money running through the allegation. Not superlatively succinct, but observant and probably necessary of an audit, at least. Or maybe just a handwritten. This money you're counting in has a weird, funky symbol, and there's like 8 too many zeros. Oh, well, that's Juan's money. Oh, okay. Just how many wire transfers from Shenzhen, Guangdong, and Beijing did you get? Fuck it. Who cares about the foreign government influence? We got fucking goddamn domestic terrorisms right here in Sky Valley. Fucking goose stopping in fucking size triple Z wide fucking thankle shoes. And it's more like goose sitting on the couch eating bonbons, gurgling adipose tissue around, hoping not to have fucking thrombosis. I have 36 hours to... here's my gauntlet. You have 36 hours to give me a settlement or Snohomish County Superior Court, an NDA, which you better hurry because I'm DAing real fucking quick. Through the Attorney General's office, signed by Bob and the other Bob and the other Bob and Tammy and DCOF, or I'll burn this entire fucking state figuratively to the ground. You have declared war on my family. Prepare for war to come to yours. You have committed egregious acts of violence upon me for the last 6 months. You have tortured me. You have sexually abused my daughter. You have physically abused my daughter. You have brainwashed her. You have medically abused my daughter. You have used state mercenaries to cover your ass and guard you. Where'd it go? Where'd fucking document? Did I just get fucking hacked and fucking deleted? Hold the fuck up. It just went away. Oh, that was fucking weird. She just disappeared into La La Land. Like somebody on the other end doesn't like this, or, I said figuratively, and it's all causatory statements. Anybody wants to get out there, oh, he's threatening that. No. I'm saying I will react in a certain way, forcibly, because it's my duty and it's my honor to do so, because I'm obligated, because I'm a daddy, and you're fucking with my kid, and it's the last goddamn straw. You fucked it off tonight. On tempt of the contempt, you contempted the contemptuous contempt of the contemptuous court that I held in contempt since day one. Prepare for war to come to you if you do not behave accordingly and do something to quell this, stop this, give me a visit with my daughter, or start your fucking goddamn punitive damages payments and make it generationally hurt. I don't care about the money. I'll give the money right back to fucking whatever crackhead needs fucking whatever on the street, single mom, whatever. I don't care about that. I want the money to hurt you, government. I want it to take away from your budget. So you have to lay off hundreds of thousands of employees. And there's the story for your grandkids are telling that, holy shit, remember when that asshole was kidnapping 60,000 kids a year and it shut down Washington State for 50 fucking years? Because the federal government wouldn't fund them anymore, and they fucked off all the jobs, and they can't fund themselves. This is why, kids, don't fucking be a dipshit socialist. That's what I want. I don't want money. I want the pain inflicted upon those who are fucking above the law and think they're above everybody else. I want their paychecks gone. Freeze the federal funds, paying for these ass fucks. Working in air-conditioned buildings, fucking 4 days a week, 8 hours a day. Fuck you. Oh, we wish we could all have it. Go try fucking a day in a machine shop in the middle, any day. No heat, no air conditioning, nothing. Any day. 14 hours on a machine, 140 decibels, freezing your nuts off, sweating your nuts off, doing both sometimes, fucking getting cut, bled, fucking staph infection. Like, it's dangerous. That's why it pays well. But, you wouldn't last, you candy ass fucking office workers. Not a fucking minute. Go weld. Go be a fucking oil rigger or a lineman. Those guys need more money. I don't care if they get paid $300,000-$400,000 a year. They need more. If you're going around a fucking 900,000 amp fucking line running fucking 90,000 volts, $1 million a minute, man. Like you could literally be just fucking crispy fried crisp tart fucking in one wrong goddamn move. And it's all because so Sally Mae can charge her fucking vibrator with the USB goddammer in the middle of the night. That's what. You've declared war, committed violent acts upon me in the last 6 months. My daughter's torture, physical abuse, daughter I've been standing, and this is why I've been standing quiet. Quite by law-abiding and innocent of the bullcrap you've accused me for. I have obeyed your stupid gag order. I will no more. You have threatened my life up here in Granite Falls by citing your bullshit slanderous lies posted on Facebook and screamed at the top of Fortney and Grant Gutierrez's lungs at the most public place possible, at the most public time possible. And I've had multiple death threats, you know? I probably, if it was me on the other side, I'd probably be doing the same thing, because people don't abide the fucking child fuckers. You don't. It's shitty. And I didn't do anything. And everybody knows I'd be the first to fucking goddamn fucking go after their ass. But they got to hop on the bandwagon and do the Sally Sue thing. And, you know, it's disgusting. Grow some balls. Think for yourself. But I've had that threats. And you know what? It's time that comes back to you. People who made it happen and people responsible. I hope you're scared. I hope you're shitting yourself. I hope nobody does anything to you whatsoever, ever. But I want you to know they could. They could right now. Or next week. Or never at all. But you're never going to not know, you know? Because it could be now. And it ain't going to be me. It could be me. It might be me. Have you seen me? Could be me outside your window right now, but it's not. But it could be. It also could be a bird. It could be your imagination. And it could be that little subconscious black demon you've got in you, gnawing at your fucking brainstem for the rest of your puny mortal fucking lives until you finally give yourself a fucking heart attack and do us all a goddamn favor and return the fucking carbon to the earth. That's what I want you to feel, you fuck nut. Terror. Forever. Because you deserve it, you fucking kidnapping bastard. All of you. And I'm not gonna do it. I'm innocent. I'm not culpable. And neither is any of the watchers or the people or the viewers or any other citizen. Because we are law-abiding people and we are citizens of the United States of America. And we believe in that. The people who don't are you, your compatriots, and your peers. So it might be one of you communists that get all nervous and start, yeah, I didn't get my fucking soul off today. And fucking go around the freaking office. But it's not going to be us. It's not going to be us, the parents. We're going to fight you with paper. We're going to fight you with lawyers. We're going to fight you with the press. We're going to fight you with cameras. And I might pee in your pickles if I happen to do an Instacart to your house. Just saying. Be nice to your Instacart drivers. It's a side gig. But, you know, we touch your groceries. And we know where you live. And you guys tip like shit. You know that? Sidetrack here. Because it's the holidays and I'm starting to pick up on the diamond cart shit because it's the holidays. And, you know, I got a kid to pay for and hundreds of thousands of dollars of legal bills to fight the state in multiple jurisdictions and bullshit. So tip your fucking Instacart workers or delivery drivers. Tip any delivery driver. They know where you live. Tip them more than you would a waitress or a waiter. Because not only do they get paid $5 a batch to drive 20 fucking miles to bring you your goddamn donuts or your Costco pizza or whatever the fuck. They live off tips. The batch they actually get paid might pay for gas. Might. Doesn't pay for time at all. And they usually got 2 or 3 other orders going with them. They're flustered. And they're busting their ass off more than they're in the weeds more than anybody in the waiting industry. And I've bartended and waited tables, and it's service industry, and it sucks. And it is what it is. But we get paid dick, and we have to have a car insurance and risk our lives. I've gotten T-boned twice in the last year, just driving groceries because I'm out there a lot, and I like it because it's flexible and I can do all this law shit and take care of my daughter and do homeschool and. It's decent money when it's decent money if you bust ass at it, but they've been getting shitty on it. But the holidays are up and now everybody's getting feisty. Costco turns into a hockey rink. There are no manners at Costco. That's why I take the orange flat cart, because it's the ankle biter and you can spin that fucker around. How do the old lady into the boards? But you know what? Think of your driver. Your Amazon drivers. I did that. Your UPSs, your FedExes, your DHLs, your postal workers. The people that saved your fucking life for 4 years during COVID that now you just shit on, take advantage of. Be nice to them. Because you could end up with pee in your pickles. And they know where you live. Your waiter don't know where you live. He just tells the fucking Mexican in the back, put some pubes in your burger. Food for thought. You know, be kind. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. You know, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love under law. Love is the will. But don't be a dick. Just for the sake of being a dick. And if you are a dick, expect dick shit to come back onto you. The whole stupid is as stupid does. Karma. Fuck around, find out. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. It is what it is. Enact violence on somebody else, you should expect violence wrought upon you. Sean Walter. Mr. Stetler is cyber harassing me. After 5 months of you kidnapping, including and hiding abuse and advocating for abuse of my daughter, I said a causatory statement, and you still haven't fixed your cause there, Mr. Piece of shit. So if you walk in front of a bus that's going on the freeway going 90 miles an hour, and you walk in front of that bus and sit there like fucking Daffy Duck and watch the bus come and smash you in the face and road pizza you and smear you down the next mile and a half, that is not the bus threatening you. That was me giving you a warning. You have committed things and have put me in a situation where I cannot live as a human being, a father, or just a person abiding the bullshit you have wrought. Even if it was somebody else's kid. You know? You've crossed the line of human interaction here. It's called crime. That's the reason we have laws and prisons and punishment and shit. Sadly, we live in 2024 where it's a slap on the wrist and go have 3 hots in a cot and get up on a literature degree. Back in the day, you would have been handled by now. DCYF wouldn't even exist 100 years ago. Imagine some fat bitch going to fucking some farmer's house, Montana, California, wherever. Hey, farmer, I see your kids out there plowing the field. They look like they're 8 years old. You know, they should really be in with Miss Smith in school. I'm going to have to kidnap your kid, and the government's going to take him away, and we're going to put him in the military tribunal, but we're going to lose him, and they're going to be dead in the next 3 weeks. That'd go over once, and everybody would be like, oh, where'd Jim Bob go? He was on that Child Protective Services trying to recruit us kids, and one went out and none came back. I'm from the Rockies. We do things a little different up there. You know, it's not this West Coast go along to get along. Oh, my backlight died. That's it. That's all, folks. Unless we want to do the fireside at night. I'm going to see how much I got the rest of this, and I'm going to shut it up. All right, you got 36 hours. Stick it between things. You got 36 hours to figure this out. I expect a response, and that good faith summary punitive payment to start. And you go stick your head between your legs, kiss your fucking ass that you're still there, and thank forgiveness, and that you promised that you were going to take a whole lot different approach and get the law changed so DCYF has the ability to not do this to anybody else's children ever again. Or not only me, but the probably one other person with testicles left in Washington. We'll get mad and we will fight a whole lot different than words and paper. I will equal the abuse you wrought upon my family during the last year, unwarranted, unwanted, and completely fucking malicious times 1,000. And I'm not the only one. You got a powder keg that you stuffed, poured, sat on, dried out, and are now smoking a fucking cigar on top of. I'm dead serious. You're gonna have to kill me to stop me from fucking being a good dad. I think that's where we stop, America. Love you. Let freedom ring. Liberty and justice for all. Not just bureaucrats. Adios, muchachos. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. Goodbye. So long. Farewell. Peace. YOLO. No. I can't end it on YOLO. Fuck! Laters, dude.